The B-side in boxing.
B-side shit.
B-side.
B-side.
And the B-side.
You got a B-side.
The B-side.
B-side.
B-side. B-side.
That B-side thing.
This is the B-Sides Boxing Podcast.
Hey, just a heads up, this was recorded before the Matchroom Queensberry 5 versus 5. So, if there are any references to those fights or fighters, then, you know, they're going to be dated. But otherwise, the majority of the content should not have anything to do with that. So, let's get right the fuck into it. Yep. That's exactly what it did.
I had some really fire ribs and like just like southern like food when I was in Arizona. What part was I in? So I have a picture of it still. You might know a spot actually.
Honey Bears?
So it was in Gilbert.
Oh, I'm not too familiar with Gilbert, to be honest with you.
I'm not sure if it was a chain. So, oh yeah, it's called Joe's Real Barbecue.
Yeah, that's a local place.
Is it like a chain in Arizona?
Not that I know of.
Either way, it was fire. Real fucking good.
June 29th. It's gonna be fucking busy. I'm starting to rethink trying to go to one of these events, the BAM card that's gonna be here in Arizona. But let's start from the top here. Teofimo Lopez is back against Claggett. Is that his name? Against who fucking cares?
Who is the real question?
Yeah, so it's not exactly what you'd like to see Teofimo Lopez doing with his time, but I guess, I don't know. We'll see how that plays out. Robesi Ramirez is coming back after his loss. In his previous fight, lost his title. And Nico Ali Walsh is going to try to avenge his only loss. Little known fact,
Nobody cares about Nico.
He is actually Muhammad Ali's grandson, I'll have you know. I know they try to keep that quiet, but I'm not going to let it die.
Call the media.
Yeah. Moving down, Bam is stepping up from 112. He's going to be fighting Juan Francisco Estrada, my personal favorite of the last many years. And it's unfortunate that he turned into a sour little bitch because he wasn't getting as much attention as he thought he deserved. So he became a little asshole. So I'm not sorry if he loses.
I'm super excited for this fight.
It's going to be great. I'm really excited. I'm hopefully Estrada still has something left in him because he's been out.
I think he does. He's
been taking a lot longer and longer time between his fights, which have been, less than stellar. But hopefully he shows up.
Yeah, I think he'll pull it all together for Bam.
I think
One last final. I think Bam's going to win, but I think it's going to be a banger. And I think there's going to be 2,000 punches thrown.
I think that's a conservative estimate there, to be honest with you. I think these guys are going to be going all out.
You mean 2 punches thrown per person?
2,000 per person, yes.
2,000 per person.
Sonny Edwards will be on the undercard of this. I think he's going to be in the co-main slot. So that's cool. Hopefully he'll be a little bit more humbled. I hope so anyway. But
I doubt it.
Moving along. The legendary Tonga will be back on the 29th as well. That will be, for us in the US, it'll be probably the night of the 28th. So mark your calendars. The Triple T is back. All right, let's step into the reviews here. Probox TV on the 22nd. Batirzan Jukembayev stops Ivan Redkach in 5. Redkach very clearly did not want to be there. Pretty one-sided beatdown. Redkach never got... I don't even think he got into first gear, let alone ever getting out of it. Jukembayev didn't really have to do a whole lot other than pressure and work the body. And that was it. The ref stepped in and said, I think starting at round 3, going into round 3, or going into 4, excuse me, the corner was telling Ivan, like, I'm not going to sit here and watch this happen to you. And Redkach kept, of course, saying, no, I can do it. And then going into 5, the ref was like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, it's bad when the ref comes to your corner and says, come on, man.
the ref said to the corners, like, is this what you want? Do you want to watch this? And then the corner was saying, hey, we're telling him no, and he wants to keep going. And then so the ref gave him a shot. Like, look, if you don't do something in this round, I'm stopping it. And what do you know? But Jukenbayev at 140, also a pretty hot division right now. On the good old box rec, he's 25. There are some very winnable fights moving up the ladder. It's still like this. Drip, did you watch this?
Oh, the Probox, I did not.
All right, because it's hard to say because like the guys like Red Catch or other like Probox level guys, like, come on, these aren't Jose Ramirez or Michel Rivera, who has some some decent experience. Jermaine Ortiz also, Sandor Martin, Jack Catterall, who just had a pretty high profile win.
Boy, Big Jack.
Yep, we'll be talking about him in just a second. But like, I want to see Jukenbayev in with better people because he clearly has talent. So I'm hopeful that he'll get a shot.
I haven't seen. I know Probox is new, but I haven't seen anybody get out of Probox yet, and I'm excited to see somebody actually do that because I think that's the whole point of Probox.
Yeah, it's like a development league, so to speak.
Yeah, so I agree. I think Jukenbayev he needs to be promoted into the Champions League or whatever
the higher tiers
reference is. Yeah,
but
that co-main on the Probox was fucking lit though. People
Jonathan Cardoso gets the split over Adam Lopez. Holy, that was fantastic. Go watch it.
Yeah,
I can't do it justice with any kind of description. Go watch it.
So Chris Algieri bought the commentators all the clear raincoats.
Yeah,
handed them out before this fight.
They look like the barber.
They actually probably didn't need them.
They did. They had the barber sort of smocks.
Yeah.
That you put over yourself.
Yeah.
To protect your clothing, and one of them said, like, I got blood on my face. At least.
Ew.
Yeah. Gross, but that's kind of the. That's the caliber of what you can expect if you go watch this. 100% worth it. Even if you know the results, doesn't matter.
It's still fun.
Yep. All right, moving on to Saturday, May 25th. First in Leeds. Paddy Donovan is the first one I want to start with. He gets a stoppage over Lewis Ritson in the 9th. This Paddy Donovan is trained by Andy Lee, which is why I wanted to mention him. But he's decent. He's still got some things to learn. Lewis Ritson, I think, is an older sort of. I've seen his name around a lot on these.
Yeah, I think
British
he's
cards.
definitely on the way down of his career.
Lewis Ritson is 30, and that is old for boxing, but. Right. So these are welterweights.
I've seen him fight a lot better than that in the past.
Well, I'm hopeful to see Paddy Donovan do better, get better, and like I was saying with Norman, like seeing the division start to flesh out a bit with new names and coming from unexpected places. So that's always fun. Gary Coley.
The diva.
I'm trying to pull up because is this the guy who got beat by Jose Felix? Yep, that's him.
Yep, that's him.
Francesco Patera, excuse me, but in a 10-round decision. Moving up, Shavon Clark stops Ellis Zorro in 8. These are cruiserweights. So Shavon Clark was one that I was talking about earlier when we were talking about Opataya, because Clark looked pretty good. Good selection, good IQ, generalship, and all the rest of it. But Zorro is not great, and that's kind of the problem. It's hard to gauge where exactly Clark is.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, Jack Catterall, UD over Josh Taylor. This is a rematch from, they kept saying 27 months. I don't know why they kept using that number, but whatever. So, Catterall avenges the loss, the questionable loss. Oh, man. I'm trying to think. This kind of played out similarly to the Usyk fight with Fury, where it was like competitive to open. And then wasn't Taylor starting to pull away in the middle? Catterall was still competitive, but Taylor was getting, winning more rounds, and then...
Yeah. Like, I think Catterall won the first couple. Taylor came back in the middle, but then Catterall closed pretty
It was...
good.
Yeah, like he
Yeah.
caught him again.
I thought this was much closer than the scorecards. I'm not mad at Catterall winning, but Josh Taylor won more than 3 rounds.
Yeah,
definitely.
That's what Eddie Hearn was saying, for sure. And Bob Arum was being, doing what promoters do.
Oh, now there's going to be a third
Bob
fight.
came in with a rant. Yeah.
90 fucking something year old man in the ring.
Here we go. Now we get a third fight at least.
Yeah, it should be fun.
Mhm.
UD 117, 111. That's 9-3. And then 116, 113. Is there a knockdown?
No, I don't think there was.
Because that should be one. I don't know. 116, 112.
Oh, one of the judges gave a 10-10 round.
Oh
which
my
is
god.
cool.
The fuck?
Who the fuck was
if
that?
If you're doing the math, one of the judges.
Yeah.
gave a 10-10.
That's what was confusing me is 116, 112, but then one of these is a 10-10 round. Who the fuck did that? I want your name so I can shame you.
Somebody on Discord shared the cards, the picture, but I don't remember which judge did it.
I will not stop until I find this because I'm. Oh, here it is. Here it is. You, Lee Every, you slimy piece of trash,
Scumbag.
fucking garbage, man. Okay, that's fine. Jack Catterall deserved the win. 116, 112.
But again, bullshit cards.
Yeah, 9-3, 9-3, and 8-4. Not so sure about that, but Eddie Hearn was pretty upfront with that as well. Like the scores were a lot wider than the fight was, but that was a good fight. I'm happy I went back to watch it.
This fight was a lot more interesting than the first one. The first one was actually pretty boring, I think.
That was close. Obviously it was close, but that was pretty interesting. I think the second was better overall for sure.
All right, we got.
Yeah, this one was a lot more exciting to me. Worth a watch if you haven't watched it.
Yes. Moving along, unless you have anything more on Taylor Catterall.
Does anyone want to see a third fight? Because I don't really care.
Actually,
I don't
kind of.
think Taylor needs to wait again.
I think a third fight would be kind of fun, honestly.
I think Taylor needs to ask for a catch weight then. He looked like shit on the scales, and he kind of looked like shit in the fight, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I would prefer to see this rematch than I would Haney Garcia.
Yeah.
Can agree.
Yeah.
All right. In Quebec, Christian Mbili.
Yeah.
Wow, holy card.
There were a lot of fights. There's some pretty fun stoppages. If you want to, I recommend going to watch them. They were all really fun. Only ones to mention really are Arslanbek Makhmudov stops Miljan Ravkanin in 2. Ravkanin didn't seem to want to be there. Once he took one punch from Makhmudov, he didn't seem interested anymore. Mbili stops Mark Heffron in 40 seconds. Goodness gracious. That was a nasty body shot.
I missed this card entirely. I didn't even know it was happening.
Yeah, me too. I missed this one overall. I had no idea what's going on.
It's fine. Christian Mbili's the super middleweight. I think he's from Cameroon. Then he moved to France, and now he's in Quebec. So that's fun. But yeah, he's one of those. He was like the diamond in the rough that people didn't know about until very recently. But anyway, go watch that one. It's less than a minute. It's worth it. Okay, preview time. Probox on the 5th, there is a bunch of shit that you can check the website for. Headline: Ratsap Butayev versus Guido Emmanuel Schramm. Butayev, you may remember, fighting Amanta Stanionis way back on the Spence Ugas card. It was the last fight before the pay-per-view started, so that was kind of fun. Butayev is moving up to 154. Interesting. I don't think he's a particularly large person for this sort of weight range, so that'll be interesting to see how he goes about that. Okay, on the 6th in Quebec again. There's more fights on the card, but the only one I'm really paying attention to, Stephen Butler versus Patrice Volny. These are middleweights, so that'll be fun. And last in New York, Top Rank on June 8th. I believe this is like the Puerto Rican Day Parade. So yeah,
holy card, god damn.
This is also a long one. There's a lot on it. I'm going to be honest with you, not a whole lot really stands out.
Yeah, not worth really mentioning too much, huh?
No, not really. I'm not going to say don't watch it, because there's chances are like they picked up some prospects and they're overmatching them so that they can get some highlight knockouts. So, I guess if that's fun for you, then enjoy. But Bruce Carrington versus Enrique Vivas, 10 rounds at featherweight. Bruce Carrington, kinda. That's the best description I can give you of him.
Fair enough.
I'll take Ray Ford over Bruce Carrington, personally, and the title has nothing to do with it, but I'd take Ray Ford over Bruce Carrington. Xander Zayas, another one. Kinda, I guess.
It's getting there.
Yeah, this is most certainly a boxing card, and Xander Zayas is most certainly on it, so that's great.
That's all you can really say.
Yeah, good luck, Patrick.
We can acknowledge he's on the card.
Yes. Of all the boxing cards in history, this is one of them, and he's the headline. Good for him. Patrick Teixeira is getting up there in years, and just mileage might be a better way to put it. So I think this is set up to look like it's more than it really is. So don't put too much stock into that.
If this is a Puerto Rico Day card, this is disappointing.
Puerto
Rico Day cards are usually really exciting.
Yeah, there's not Subriel Matias is kind of isn't he fighting on the 8th? Am I fucking missing that? Because Subriel Matias might be the only good Puerto Rican fighter right now. He's on the 15th. Good gracious, I thought I forgot. Let's see.
I can't really think of many Puerto Ricans, but I just mean those cards are usually really good.
All right, so I got Puerto Rico filter on BoxRec. Subriel Matias is number 1. This is all weight classes. Edgar Berlanga at 2, Xander Zayas at 3, Henry LeBron at 4, Emmanuel Rodriguez at 5, and nobody you're going to remember or recognize beyond that. I guess Pedraza at 12. Who's that minimum weight dude?
I'm surprised they don't have someone better headlining at least.
I mean, there really isn't anybody.
I guess.
Unless you want to use play up Shakur Stevenson's grandmother, one of his grandmothers being Puerto Rican or something like that. 164th Puerto Rican.
Yeah, percentage.
Right.
1%, 0.02%.
If it's not 50% or higher, don't even bother. But that's just me.
I'm not 50% of anything. Definitely not.
Right. So that's it. That's all the previews we got. Not a whole lot doing for the top rank card. Oh man, if Teixeira makes Zayas look bad, that's fucking curtains, man. Put him at the same level as Nico Ollie Walsh.
Yeah, I wanted Xander Zayas to be
So did I.
good just because his name is really fun, but he has disappointed me.
Quite. When is Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson?
I think like June 27th.
The
It's
July
definitely
20th.
in June.
July 27th. July 20th. Oops.
Yeah.
Close. Not really, but
Okay. Good. I thought you would know. He's your boy and all.
psych.
He has a 1.5 star rating on BoxRec. That's fantastic. That's good. That's really good. I'm so happy. for him.
How many stars?
Out of 5. 1.5 out of 5.
That's more stars out of 5 than I thought he should.
Let's see how the problem child stacks up against Triple T, Tongo. I really think I'm gonna try to will that into existence.
Do you think he ever transitions into like fighting boxers that aren't famous and are his level?
Well, he did fight Ryan
Tommy Fury.
Borland, Tommy Fury.
Tommy Fury kind of counts, but I still think he was just a name
Ryan Borland
more than being a boxer.
was 17.
That's a real boxer.
He was 17-2. I mean, not
Yeah,
great,
yeah.
but not terrible. That's kind of the level
But-
you'd expect.
That's what I mean. Do you think he ever just starts doing that instead of
Oh,
gimmick fights?
yeah, taking boxing like as a serious career.
Yeah, I don't
No.
think there's any reason to.
There's no
I'm not
reason
sure.
to.
But I do gotta sneak out. I'm a little past the
Yeah, it's all right.
I gotta head for.
No worries.
All right, lads and
We're at
lasses.
words now, anyways, aren't we?
Yeah, we're done.
we?
Like, yeah, we're done on the
Oh,
thing.
parting words real quick. Together we ball, divided we fall.
Oh,
Thank you.
All right.
Nick Ball Nation. NBN.
My parting words this week, I am plugging my new favorite anime. It's called Windbreaker. The fight scenes are fucking awesome. There's not a whole bunch of story to it, so don't expect it to like change your life, but it's so entertaining.
For some reason, I'm thinking of the comedian Sinbad, Windbreaker, like that was in the 90s. That's
Oh,
what
yeah.
people wore. I don't know if I have any parting words, but I don't know. I'll probably cut some shit in at some point. But I guess,
I think you should just leave that.
yeah, there you go. That's my parting words. I'll cut some shit in at some point. There you go. I'll cut something in. Whatever.
Alrighty, see you
All right,
later.
guys. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, that's going to do it for this episode of the Boxing B-Sides podcast. Thanks as always if you're listening. If you want to hear this, the way that we record, these end up getting chopped up into different releases. Like as I mentioned up top, this one was recorded before the Matchroom Queensberry card. And if you would like to hear that whole uncut, I'm not going to say unedited because I will clean it up. You know, there's long gaps or whatever. Patreon.com/LVXMediaNet. It's the same handle that we use on everything, so there you go. Otherwise, questions, comments, concerns, if you want to tell me how much of a fucking casual you think I am, here's my fucking phone number, 833-589-7637. And here, I'll do you one better. It's fucking anonymous, so you can call me all the names you want and be a fucking little coward and I won't know who you are. And there's nothing I can really do about that. So there you go. If you want to do that, there you have it. That's my number. You can get me direct on that. 833 Lux Pods. You can't fucking go wrong. You can't forget it because I spelled it out for you. Like I said about LVX MediaNet on Patreon, that's the same handle that we use for everything else. So if you go to we're most active on Instagram, a bit on TikTok, but like if you go to some of these other platforms, like you're gonna see that it's not just boxing content. So if you're going to TikTok for boxing content, it's probably gonna be a miss. YouTube, kind of the same thing. I don't know. I would say have a look around. I just don't want to bullshit you and have you go to some one different social media outlet and see that it's not at all what you had hoped. So keeping expectations realistic, I suppose. But I'm gonna quit my rambling here, and we'll be back. We're gonna be recording after this weekend, so we will be back soon. And yeah, see you then.